Yo, what up, man? I have a song out called Year One. And what makes Year One special is that it describes my first year in college. Now, it doesn't just talk about college, right? It talks about all the things that were going on during my early experiences of college, right? So, verse one, I start off the song discussing some of my insecurities about being around all these different people. I talk about my accent. I talk about my slang. Uh, I talk about not thinking I belong. Right. I talk about uh, just kind of being nervous of this new experience of like, oh damn, I'm in college and none of these people look like me. Right. But the crazy part about that is being in the hood, being a goddamn ginger in the hood, no one looks like you there either. So I'm kind of used to that part of it. But being in college and being around all these people who didn't sound like me, who didn't understand like maybe some of what I've experienced coming up, that was a weird space because I didn't come in traditionally. Most people come into college. The majority of students are coming into college right after high school, and they're coming in through right after high school, and uh, they go through intern. They go through I forgot what it's called, not the internship. Um, they go through like the recruiting, so to speak. I forgot what it's called, but they go through that process where they get to get acclimated with the campus. I did that during high school, but instead of going to Millersville, I went to a 2-year school. So I did that. I got recruited there to play football, and then I ended up going to a 2-year school. I spent maybe a year and a half at the 2-year school. Then I transferred into Millersville. So when I transferred in, I transferred in with a weird cohort. So the cohort I should have been with, I wasn't with them. I was under them. So I come in there, I'm wet behind the ears, don't know how to navigate this campus life. I'm tensed up. I'm just tense. I'm not comfortable. I'm tense because I didn't come in with any connections, didn't know anybody. And so I talk about those feelings. And for those who don't know, when I also came into college, Millersville University, my dad actually got incarcerated like January 4th or some shit like that. And college was starting, if I'm not mistaken, I had to be in Millersville like January 27th or something, 21st, something like that. Uh, and so when he gets locked up, that throws a whole wrench in my game because I had never, truth is, I had never, my dad had never been locked up in my life, and I've only lived with my dad. This is the first time I shared a living space with my mom, outside of being like a kid. You know what I'm saying? So that was hard, right? Because I'm getting ready to go away to school for the first time, and my dad just happens to get locked up, and so that was a part of it. And although I did speak to that. I spoke to my dad being in jail in the second verse, so I talked about that as well, and I talked about how like I didn't give my dad a lot of credit, while he was alive, and how I kind of took him for granted, for lack of a better term, and it was just rough. It was rough, but like year one perfectly illustrates those feelings, man. Like it illustrated the feeling so well that some of my friends was like, damn, I didn't even know you went through that, and they were around when it was going on. So there was just so many things happening, and I'm grateful that I was able to articulate that with year one. It was one of those things where it's like, I think a lot of people who go off to college, who come from poor backgrounds, backgrounds where education isn't the priority. And when I say backgrounds, I don't mean racial. Like I know a lot of people like to go race, but I'm talking about like poverty. And I was born and raised in poverty. So coming from a background like that, and then now all of a sudden I'm at an institution where it's literally 8% minority. Now minority includes everything that ain't white. So we don't even know what that is in terms of black, right? And so just coming into that different environment now, I remember being really nervous. And I just was able to express that in the song, man. First verse talked about my feelings, my nerves, being in the classroom. The second verse talked about my father, because my dad died during my first year of college too. He died during the second semester. At the actual, if I'm not mistaken, quick little story I can give y'all. My second semester at Millersville, that was 2013 August, right? So that's my second semester. And during my second semester, like right before finals, it snowed I think it snowed like 3 times, 2-3 times in a row, and it pushed the finals back. So my final was supposed to start on like a Tuesday. It didn't start until like a Friday. And they're pushing the finals back. And so my first day of finals was actually on Friday. Then Friday mornings when I got the call that my dad passed, my aunt called me and said Daddy's gone. To even give you another story about that, I went and spoke to my dad the Friday before. My uncle, since it's done now, I can speak on it. My uncle calls me and says, "Yo, I think you want to get down here. Your dad ain't looking too good. He's back in the hospital." And I think my brother called me as well, like, "Yo, Mom and Aunt Candy and our sister don't want you to come down. They want you to focus on school right now because we got finals." The whole time, I don't think I'm gonna do well in these finals because I had one class that was kicking my ass. And so I ended up coming down. I got snuck down. I came down. My dad's in the hospital, and we spoke. He's happy to see me. My dad, what's up, man? I need you, because I'm about to finally play college football. I was so excited that I was going to be playing college ball, and I was like, Dad, I need you. Like, I need you here. And we talked and we laughed, and my sister comes in there, and she looked bothered, not by me being there, just by the whole thing. I come in there and talk to Dad. We shake hands. We shook hands for the first time. We never shook hands before. We shook hands for the first time. I'm like, Dad, I need you here. He's like, I'm going to be here, BJ. Don't worry about it. I'm going to be here. We shook hands, told him I loved him. And that following Friday, when I got to take my finals and come home, he dies that morning. And it pissed me off. It bugged me out, right? And I was just a scared kid. And I talk about him dying. I don't really talk about him dying too much. But what I do talk about in that second verse is I talk about I wish it were me and not him. Because he would have handled me going better than I handled him going. That's how my mind works, right? I didn't think I had the power and ability to survive losing him. I thought he would have been better off losing me, which is a very selfish thing. My dad had already paid his time in society. He already made the children, and he had done so many amazing things. It's selfish of me to think that way because I haven't started to live my life. I just started to live my life now. But at the same time, it's hard losing somebody close to you. It's hard losing a parent. And I was a child, right? Like, so it was hard to do. And I still miss my dad to this day. Matter of fact, his birthday is May 17th. So I'll actually be going to his grave. I'll go to his burial site then. And but Year One talks about that. And Year One is a very important song to me. I thought it would be bigger, but what artists don't think when they put their all into a song that the song won't be huge, right? I thought that would be my breakout record. But now when I write music, I don't even think of these songs as breakout records. I think of these as just a piece of me, like a piece of me, a piece of my art. Like, I'm giving this to you, and I want you to hear it, and maybe you can relate to it. But Year One does a great job of that, man. There was supposed to be a young lady singing on a hook that I knew. We never got together to make that happen. No harm, no foul. We got scheduling issues. So I ended up just keeping the hook, the song, the beat. I'll put a link for the song obviously in the description. But the beat had like a sample of some vocals on it, and I let those vocals just kind of play as the hook. But I love the song, man. I think it did a real good job of expressing where I was at, like what I went through, and I think my favorite thing about the song is that even if you don't know me, you don't know my dad, you don't know the situation, you get an idea of exactly what happened. Like, it's not a whole lot left to imagination. There's not a whole lot left to, oh damn, what happened? Like, the song illustrates, man. I got there, man. I started off being so, nervous about the classroom, nervous about adjusting to the school, and then it ends with me struggling with my father and losing him, and how I rather it would have been me. And I've always juggled with that thought of it should have been me, because I'm looking like, damn, if I was going to do something, why haven't I done it yet? But at the same time, you can't put a clock on greatness. I come from the football world, I come from the sports world, so we always putting clocks on greatness. But this isn't the sports world. And in this world, There is no timeline for greatness. Even in the sports world, experts have gotten greatness all wrong. And so by this point in time, I thought I would have had a son, a daughter, a wife, a girlfriend at least. I haven't had a girlfriend in 5 years. And Year One's one of those songs that, for me, now that I reflect back on it, is a reflection, right? It should help me understand that life is unpredictable, and that we have these moments, we have these times that we need to cherish, and while we're cherishing these moments and times, understand that there's a bigger picture, right? My purpose probably isn't served yet. That's why I'm still here. I haven't done the things I'm supposed to do. I haven't touched the lives I haven't touched the lives I was supposed to touch. And Year One is a reflection of, like, we have very little control. We have to look at how we adjust and what we do in these circumstances, man. And so shout out to Wombat Studios, where I recorded that song at. I can't think of the producer's name, but I will have the producer's name in the description. And shout out to everybody that was a part of me even going through that experience. And whenever you get a chance, check out Year One. I think Year One has so much in it that you guys can break down and dissect. Like, I even talked about, like, what I was wearing my first day of school. My first day to Millersville, man, I wore Puma sweats, windbreaking sweatpants, and Nike boots, which is, like, at that time, 2013, that was what we wore. That was how we dressed in the city. Nike boots, windbreakers. That's how we dressed. That's how we dressed. So, man, but shout out to everybody who supported me thus far in this career, man. And to all my other artists out there, independent artists, smaller artists that's trying to do an up and up, man. You don't know when your time is going to be there, man. Just keep working on your art. Keep perfecting your art. And your moment will come. Perfect your art. Release your art to the world. And your moment will come. I'm in this spot now where I'm trying to make it work. I got to keep my head above water. And, so whenever you get a chance, man, check out Year One. I appreciate all y'all. I'm out.